we're doing lesson 3.7, addition and subtraction of fractions. So on our math warm-up on page 36, it says, let's write fractions as sums. That's what we're doing today. But first, we are going to count by 3/4 up to 48/4. So, okay. So, you guys are going to count. I'm going to write. Put your pencils down. We don't need them right now. Okay. So first, 3/4. What would come next if we're counting by 3/4? Ari? Nope. That's if we were counting by 1/4. We're counting by 3/4. You want to try it again? Yes, it'd be 6/4. Okay. What's next, everybody?
9/4.
Okay.
12/4.
Okay.
15/4.
Okay.
18/4.
Okay.
21/4.
Okay.
24/4.
Okay.
27/4.
27/4. Okay.
31/4.
30/4. Okay.
33/4.
33/4.
36/4. 39/4.
Okay, keep going.
42/4.
42/4.
45/4. 48/4.
And that's where we're stopping. Okay, what do you notice about all those fractions, Evan?
They all have a 4 on the bottom.
Yep, the denominator is 4 on all of them. Okay, that's one thing that we're going to write down. All fractions have, all of them have a denominator of 4. All, okay, what else do you notice about all of them or about these fractions? Todd?
That they're all counting on the top. They're all counting by 3.
Exactly. What do we call those when we skip count by 3? What time?
Multiplying.
No.
I mean,
Oh.
multiple.
Multiples, right? So they're all multiples of 3. All the numerators are multiples of 3. All right, very good. Now, those are the things that I want you to notice. Something else that I want you to notice, hands down, we're moving on, is when we have, I've told you guys before that on your keyboard, when you're typing, there's a plus sign, there's a minus sign, and there is an X for time sign. What symbol do you use for division problems? Mary? The slash, like a fraction line, right? So let me show you something kind of crazy that I don't know if this is technically true, but so a division sign looks like this, right? Divide. That's also, I think the dots kind of stand for numbers, like in a fraction, because fractions are division problems. So, so this is kind of like a 3 divided by 4. Or when we have an improper fraction, that means a bigger number on top, we can turn those into division problems. So if you guys look at this, these fractions, do you see any that the top number is a multiple of the bottom number? So can you multiply 4 times anything and get 3? Can you multiply 4 times anything and get 6? Can you multiply 4 times anything and get 9? What about 12?
Yes.
Yes. What can you multiply 4 times to get 12?
3.
3.
Not 4.
It's okay.
Miscount.
It's okay. So watch this. You just told me that you can multiply by 3 to get 12. That's because 4/4 is 1 whole, right? 8/4 would make 2 wholes. 12/4 would make 3 wholes. So this fraction right here can be simplified, Zerelda, as 3 wholes. Or think of it this way. Here's 1 whole, and I'm going to split it into 4 parts. Here's 2 wholes. I'm going to split them into 4 parts. And 3 wholes split into 4 parts. Count the fourths with me. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4, 6/4, 7/4, 8/4, 9/4, 10/4, 11/4, 12/4. 12/4 is how many holes? 3. Do you see any others? Avis?
24 and 38. I mean,
24/4.
and 40.
Hang on, just one. 24/4. What do you multiply 4 times to get 24? 6. Okay. What's the next one that you see? Avis, you can give yourself a point for that last one. Jackson?
36.
36. What do you multiply 4 times to get 36? 9. And then there's one more. Evan, which one is it? Look, I'm right here. What's the next one that could be?
4 times. 4 times. 4 times. 4. Wait, no. 4 times.
You're thinking about it, Jackson.
48/4.
48/4. How many holes are in 48/4?
12.
12. Hey, check this out, guys. What were we counting by originally? 3.
6.
3 holes, 6 holes, 9 holes, 12 holes. Isn't that kind of cool? They're all of the holes that they make are also multiples of 3. So, that's just a little side note. Now we're going to get into today's lesson where we're going to talk about soup. So remember yesterday we were talking about banana bread, and I should not hear talking while my voice is on. Okay, so we were talking about banana bread. And at that bakery, Colton, they were cooking up some banana breads, multiple batches, right? So, they're making multiple batches of banana bread, so guess what happened? They used up all their measuring cups. They're all in the dishwasher, except for one. Lynn is learning to make barley soup using a family recipe. Here are some ingredients. Lynn has only one measuring cup that measures 1/4. Show how Lynn could use this measuring cup to measure the right amount of each ingredient. So Audrey, tell me, what does that say on it? Can you see that?
1/4.
1/4. I got a 1/4 measuring cup, Colton, and I need to make 3/4 cup of barley. How many times will I fill up a 1/4 cup to equal 3/4? Harbor? 3 times. Watch. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. Barley. That's like wheat. Okay? So, in order to make 3/4 cup of barley, I'm going to have to do 3 times a 1/4 cup. Right? That's the expression. In order to make 5/4 cup of celery, How many times will I have to use my 1/4 cup? Devin, to get to 5/4.
2 times?
No. Emma?
3 times?
No. Colton?
5 times.
5 times. It tells you right here, the numerator. Because, watch, this is a 1/4. So I'm going to go 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4. 5 times. Does that make sense? So I'm going to have to use my 1/4 scooper 5 times. Okay? Next, to get my carrots, I need 6/4 cup of carrots. Olivia, how many times am I going to have to use my 1/4 scooper to get 6/4? Yes, girl. Get you a point on there. So 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4, 6/4. So 6 times. So 6 groups or 6 times 1/4.
6/4 is also known as 1.5 holes.
Okay, we're not there. Yes, you are right. Okay, and then next I need 1 whole cup of onions. How many times will I have to use my scooper to get 1 whole cup? Cameron?
You only have to do it 1 time.
No, because that'll be 1/4. I need 1 whole cup.
Hunt the whole.
No, Jackson?
4.
How do you know it's 4 times?
Because it is fourths. So 4/4 is 1 whole.
Remember, Cameron, we learned that if you got a pizza and it's cut into 4 slices, if you eat the whole pizza, it's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. Right? So 1 whole is the same thing, I'll put in parentheses, as 4/4. So that means I'm going to have to do that 1/4 cup 4 times. Why is there talking over here?
You made a W and an N. It's like
I was just shading. Stay focused on the point, okay? Next, I need 2 1/4 cups of broth, okay? So think about that for a second. I need 2 wholes plus another 1/4 cup of broth. How many is that going to be? Todd, what do you think?
4,
No, Audrey?
9/4.
9/4, Audrey. How did you come up with 9?
Because
There's no 9 in here.
Because 2 cups and there are 4 in each one, and so I doubled 4 because there are 2 cups. And then I added the last one on, and that's how I got 9/4.
Beautiful. Did you hear that? So 1 whole, we just talked about. Todd, look, 1 whole is 4/4, right? We've got 2 wholes. So that's going to be another 4/4. And then you've got 1 more little 1/4. So if we add those all together, 4/4 plus 4/4 plus 1/4 is 9/4. Okay? So like Ava said a while ago, that 6/4 is also 1.5 or 1 2/4. 2 1/4 is the same as 9 4th-size cups. So we're going to scoop up 9 4th cups. So let me show you. Okay, I've got a 1/4 cup. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1 whole, right? 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 2 holes. 1 more is gonna give us that extra 1/4. 9 whole or 9/4 altogether is 2 holes and 1/4. You with me?
yes.
Okay, Colton, does that make sense? Okay, so this is what you should have written down. Next to barley, you should have written down the expression 3 groups of 1/4, celery 5 groups of 1/4, carrots 6 groups of 1/4, onions 4 groups of 1/4, and vegetable broth 9 groups of 1/4. Okay? So Lynn later found a 3/4 cup measuring cup. So now she has 2 of them. She's got a 1/4 and a 3/4. And this is really something you might run into when you're baking. I don't like to do dishes. And so if I only have 1 clean measuring cup or 2 clean measuring cups, I'm gonna try to figure out how to use those so I don't have to do the dishes.
Math is basically
Everything. Okay, the clock, the days,
science.
weather, everything. Okay, Lynn later found a 3/4 measuring cup. Show how she could use the cups to measure the right amount of each ingredient. So my arm is sore from all those scoopings. So I want you guys to tell me how to get each measurement doing the fewest number of scoops I can. Okay, so let's go back to barley. I need 3/4 cup of barley. I've got a 1/4 or a 3/4. Which one should I use and how many times? Athena?
You should use the 3/4 cup one time because it's 3/4.
Exactly. 3/4, so this is a 3/4 cup. I need 3/4 a cup of celery, so I'm gonna go scoop, plop. Okay? So here we're gonna say 1 times a 3/4 cup. Okay, next I need to get to 5/4. Ari, what should I do? Nope. I want to do the fewest movements possible. Jackson?
You want to use your 3/4 cup, scoop it once, and then use the 1/4 cup and scoop it twice.
Okay, let's see if that works. I need to get to 5. Here's 3/4, 4/4, 5/4 instead of 5 movements. Does that make sense? Okay, so on this one, we did 1 scoop of the 3/4 plus 2 scoops of the 1/4. And if we multiply those together, 1 times 3 is 3/4, 2 times 1 is 2/4, 3/4 plus 2/4 equals
5/4.
Okay? All right. Very good. Next, how can I make 6/4 using the fewest movements possible? Autrey?
3/4 twice.
3/4 twice. Here's my 3/4. 3 plus 3 equals 6.
Because it's just double.
Exactly. So we're gonna do 2 scoopers of the 3/4. Because like we learned yesterday, 3 times 2 equals 6, and the denominator stays the same. Okay. How can I use these guys to make one whole? Todd? It's a 3/4 and a 1/4.
Use the 3/4
Once.
once, and then use.
So I need to get to one whole. How many fourths are there in one whole? How many fourths? 4 fourths. So I've got
So have 4 of those.
this is a 3/4. This holds 3/4. 4/4. This just holds 1. Mary, help me out. 1 3/4. Yes, because 3/4 will get me to 3/4, and then if I add 1 more 4th, that'll get me to 4/4. Does that make sense? Okay, that's what's important. Okay, so I need to get to 4/4, so I'm gonna use 1 scooper of the 3/4 plus 1 scooper of the 1/4. And if I add those together, it gets me to 4/4. Okay, now, how do I get 2 holes in 1/4 with only these 2? Avis?
I know that 3 times 3 is 9, and you use 3 of the 3/4.
Yes, so watch this. Remember when we started counting by 3/4 earlier? 3/4, 6/4, 9/4. And that's what we need. So we're gonna do 3 groups of 3/4, which will get me 9/4, which is the same as 2 holes in 1/4. Okay, so let's write this down. All right, so for barley, we're gonna do 1 scoop of the 3/4. For celery, we need to get to 5/4. So I'm gonna do 1 of the 3/4 plus 2 of the 1/4. For carrots, I'm gonna do 2 of the 3/4. And for onions, I'm gonna do 1 of each, 1 of the 3/4 plus 1 of the 1/4. And for vegetable broth, I'm gonna do 3 of the 3/4. Okay. Did you guys get all that written down? Okay, turn to the last page. Now, this goes along with what I showed you guys at the beginning when I was showing you the counters. And they say they want us to use different combinations of 5th size parts to equal 9/5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 5th size parts. Okay, I've got 9 5th size parts here. How can I break these apart to put them in 5 separate blanks, spaces? Ari? Is that only 5 spaces though? That would be 9 spaces, right? So you're exactly right, Ari. You could do this. 9/5 equals 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5. And this is called adding or the sum of unit fractions. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, one more. But the problem is with doing that here is how many spaces did they give us? 5. So we can't do that on this one. What do we have to do instead? What's another option? Jackson.
Take away 4 from them?
Are there any subtraction signs? No, it's just adding.
Oh, I mean take away 4 from the 9 1/5. But would that equal 9?
If we take away 4, does that equal 9? No. Avis, what are we gonna do?
2 plus
Okay.
2.
All right, let's see what he does. All right, 2/5 plus 2/5. That'll get you to what?
4/5.
4/5. Okay.
Plus 2,
plus
2, plus 1.
All right, let's see if that gets us to 9. 4 groups of 2 would be what?
8.
8 plus 1 more?
9.
9. Does that work? Yep, yep. Okay, now they want us to break these into 4 different blanks. Jackson?
I was going to do 2/5 4 times.
That will only give me 8/5. 2/5 4 times is 8. I gotta get to 9.
3/5, 3/5, and then after that you want to do
So what's that get you to?
okay, then 2/5 and 1/5.
Yeah,
All right,
that
let's
was
make
mine.
sure. Yep, that'll work. Okay, on the next one, we have 3 spaces. Todd, what do you think we should do here?
4/5,
Okay,
4/5. I'll give you 8/5, and then put 1/5.
oh, absolutely, that'll work. There's different ways. Evan, were you thinking of another one?
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
I was doing 6/5 and 3/5.
Yep, so on, yes, 6/5 plus 3/5, you got it. Okay, you guys seeing how this works?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, this is gonna be your assignment today, so make sure that you are really focused, because when it comes to your assignment later, if you're raising your hand when it's work time, I'm gonna say go back and look at this page.
Wait, we have assignment today?
On page 70.
Okay. Write different ways to use thirds to make a sum of 4 thirds. So we have to get, and they didn't give us a certain number of spaces. So we're gonna do all the different ways we can come up with that equal 4 thirds. Okay, give me one of them, Harbor.
2/3 plus 2/3.
Does 2/3 plus 2/3 equal 4 thirds? Yep, it does. So that'll work, Harbor. What's another way to do it? Macy?
2/3 plus 2/3.
Is 3 plus 2 4? 3 plus 2. Is that 4?
1/3 plus 3/3.
There you go. 1/3 plus 3/3. The denominators are going to be the same, but you got to make sure the top numbers add up to be your numerator. Does that make sense? So yes, we're going to write all these down. What's another way to make 4 thirds? Cameron? Any way you want. 1/3 plus. Can you come back to me in like 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. 1/3 plus what? Plus what? You're trying to get to 4. What do you add to 1? We've already got 3/3, so you got to break it apart. Evan,
4/3 plus 1/3 plus 1.
we're trying to get to 4.
Wait, can I do more than 2? or just
You can do 2, but your first thing you said was 4/3.
4/3 plus.
No, 4/3 is what it equals.
Oh, 1/3 plus wait, can I switch 1/3?
Yeah.
3/3 plus 1/3.
No, we've already got those to that
I
combination.
switched it. Oh, that's
It doesn't matter. Yeah, you can't just flip the numbers. It's different ways to make it. There's more. There's more ways to make 4 than just 2 plus 2 and 1 plus 3.
Wait,
You can stretch it out. Huh? Nope, you can stretch it out. Athena.
1/3 plus 1/3
Plus.
plus 2/3.
Yep, that'll work.
I thought.
See, we just did it a bunch of different ways. It doesn't just have to be 2 numbers. That's what I was saying. There's one more way to make 4/3. Zerelda?
1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3.
Yes, all unit fractions. Okay? What? Did you say something, Cameron? Okay, so let's get those down. So the easiest way to kind of do it is the sum of the unit fractions, because that means you're just going to keep adding 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, right? I don't mean easiest, I mean that's the most straightforward, to break apart 4 into 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, right? But then you can also do a group of 2/3 with the other 2 as 1/3. Then you can also, I wrote those kind of big, I'm going to do these in a different color so they stand out a little bit. 4/3 equals 1/3 plus 3/3. And then you can also do 4/3 equals 2/3 plus 2/3. Okay, so all we're doing is making different combinations of 4, and they have a 3 on the bottom, okay? So, the last question says, is it possible to write any fraction with a denominator of 5 as the sum of other fifths? Explain. So, in other words, we've got a denominator of 5. Can you make up numerators that would make that work? Avis?
Yes.
Yes, as long as your numerator is bigger than 1, right? Because if you have a numerator of 1, you can't do it. You couldn't break it apart further than 1. But, so here's what we're going to write for that one. Yes, as long as the numerator is a 2 or bigger, you can write it as the sum of other fifths. And that is the last thing we're going to write. And then your problem, your practice page is 70. And it's problem number 1. There's a part A and B that you're going to do. And if you need a refresher, go back to page 38 to help you. Okay, get that copied down.